Hello my dazzling stars and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to take a look at the month of June for us, the energies which are coming to us in the month of June. So we are going to take a look at the overview of the month ahead for us, what sort of energies are coming towards us, and then we are also going to take a look at love, career and destiny. Okay, so as you can see there are three piles here, 1, 2 and 3. So I'm going to pop the crystals on the piles right now. So for pile 1 we have blue lace agate. For pile 2 we have Carnelian. For pile 3 we have a Lapis Lazuli. So you can pause the video here, take as long as you need. I'm also going to flip the cards over just for that extra bit of information. So if you'd just like to pick using the back of the cards and the crystals, you can pause the video right here and I'll see you at your reading. And as always, the timestamps for your readings will be given in the description below. Okay, so if you're still here and you want to take a look at the face of the cards, so let's turn the cards over. So for pile 1 I actually have two cards. You have Bagalamukhi's Silence and you have Ekalavy's Learning. For pile 2 we just have one card. You have Kali's Anger. And for pile 3 we have Obja's Transformation. So we have some really intense cards from what I can see. Take as long as you need. Remember that you can never choose wrong. Your whichever pile or whichever card or whichever crystal you're drawn towards, that's the right crystal for you. Trust your intuition. You are always divinely guided. And if you find that you're being called to multiple cards or multiple piles, then it could be that there are messages for you from multiple piles. Do keep in mind that these are generalized readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you for joining me here and I'll see you at your reading. Hi group 1, welcome to the pile preparation process. If you would like to skip ahead to the reading, the timestamp for that will be given in the description. So month of June for pile 1, month of June for pile 1. Okay, so we have already picked your oracle cards. Let us pick the tarot cards for you. Oh wow, that just jumped out. June for group 1, month of June for group 1, and I'm filling another card, this one. So let's pick a card for love for group 1 for the month of June. Some cards just flipped over. So what I can say is that your energy is really potent to this month. Love for group 1, career, okay, we dropped two cards, okay, and destiny, okay, transformation. So we have almost all your cards, so let's hop into your reading. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to take a look at the oracle cards in a bit, but first we're going to take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the 6 of Pentacles, and if you were present in the pile preparation process for this reading, then you know that this card just jumped out. Okay, then you have the Page of Swords, you have 2 of Pentacles, and you also have 10 of Cups. Wow, what a beautiful energy to come through. Love that. Okay, so if you picked pile 1, then you have the blue lace again, and I have placed it right here so that you can see it for the entirety of your reading. And you have 2 cards, and you're the only group who actually had two of these cards, which I picked in the very beginning of the reading. So the first one is Baglamukhi's Silence, and the next one is called Ekalavya's Learning. So the first thing which I noticed about your cards here is that one of them is actually a feminine energy and the other is a very masculine energy. And what it's telling me is that for June, the month of June for you is a month where it's about finding that balance within you. It's about finding a balance between the things which we are doing, because that would be the best way to move forward. Okay, so Baglamukhi's Silence. Baglamukhi is actually the goddess. She's one of the 10 Mahavidyas, if I'm not wrong, then I think it's called Mahavidya. So basically it means that it's one of the skills which we are here to master. And Baglamukhi is actually the goddess who was summoned by the people to kill. There was this demon, I think he was called Madan. Yeah. There was this demon, and basically he had the power to speak anything and that would come true. He had the power of speech manifestations. Whatever he would speak out, that would come true. So as a result of that, he was creating havoc in this world, because whatever he would say, it would transpire into the reality, right? So what it's telling me, what this very card is telling me, is that right now you're moving into this phase where there is a lot of blessing, and you are actually moving into this phase of manifestation in your life. The things which you'll be speaking out loud, they are actually being manifested. They have the power to be manifested at this particular time. Your thoughts, your actions, and your words have the power to turn into reality. And your dreams, whatever the seeds are which you are planting at this particular time, they have the potential of growth, and they will actually grow into this 10 of cups energy, which I'm seeing as a full grown tree. That is why it's very important for you to find that balance, and it's very important for you to find the right speech and follow the right thought pattern. You are in this manifestation period of your life, and of course we all go through ups and downs, and then we all get angry and we all get annoyed and stuff. But if you are not mindful of our speech, and if you are not mindful of our thoughts, sometimes we would be putting more emphasis on those negative thoughts and negative feelings, like, okay, I guess it's just never going to work for me, and I guess I'm just meant to be a failure, or that I'm just so mad at the world, like nothing ever goes my way. And thoughts such as this, maybe I don't deserve success, things just never seem to happen for me, I am unlucky, and I never attract abundance, and I can never save up, and money just goes out of my hands, and I don't have enough, and I'm not getting enough attention, and you can go on and on. So right now it's very important for you to take a closer look at your thoughts and at your actions and the words which you are actually using, because even when we are talking to ourselves, we are actually using a form of communication, even though we might not be saying the words out loud, but they are going on in our head. So you don't want those things to manifest into reality. You want the right thoughts, the right actions, and the right things to be manifested into your reality, right? So right now, your spirit guides are telling you to pay that extra attention to where your thoughts and where your feelings and where your speech is guiding you towards. Are you constantly using negative self-talk? Are you constantly seeding self-doubt? Are you constantly saying, I'm not good enough, or I cannot do this because I lack this is things? Because the reality is, whatever you put your energy into at this particular time is going to grow, it's going to multiply, and it's going to materialize, and you're going to have an abundance of that. So pay special attention to whatever you are putting your energy into. And with Ekalavya's Learning, what it's telling me is that, so this is actually a story from the great Indian epic called Mahabharata. So Ekalavya was this guy, so he was from the hunter tribe, and there was this great teacher who was like the greatest archery teacher that you could find around here at that particular time. So Ekalavya wanted to be taken under his wing. Ekalavya wanted to learn from Dronacharya because he was really passionate about archery, and so he approached Dronacharya and he was like, make me your student. And Dronacharya rejected him. Dronacharya was like, no, because I only teach the royal family and the princes and basically people from the royal family and their blood. So I cannot teach you because you're not from the royal family, you don't have royal blood in you. So he refused Ekalavya based on the basis of his blood. But Ekalavya was adamant and he wanted to learn from Dronacharya because Dronacharya, he saw Dronacharya as the greatest teacher of his time and he wanted to become the greatest archer of his time. So he was like, okay, no, I have to learn from Dronacharya. See, so he went on and he built the statue out of mud and he started treating the statue as the real Dronacharya, and he would practice in front of the statue. He would sort of worship the statue, and he dedicated his whole craft and his learnings and his lessons to Dronacharya. And because of his dedication, he actually ended up being the greatest archer of the time. And then what happens is that one day this prince, who was actually learning from Dronacharya, finds out about Ekalavya, and he has like this reality check because the prince always thought that he was the greatest archer of his time, which again is debatable. But and so he goes to Dronacharya and he throws a fit like, you promised me that you would make me the greatest archer of my time, but there is this other guy and he's even a better archer than me and he's not even a prince. So who is teaching him? How is he such a great archer? And etc. etc. So Dronacharya gets curious, he follows the trail and he finds out that it's actually Ekalavya, and he finds out everything, that he has dedicated his whole craft and his whole learning, how he has self-taught himself and how he has done all this in front of his statue. Obviously Dronacharya is moved, but then he has promised the king, that the prince, that he would make him the best archer of his time. So Dronacharya decides to play dirty and he asks Ekalavya for his Guru Dakshina, which actually means like the payment which you'd make to your teacher at the end of your lessons. It used to happen like back then, I think it used to happen at the end of the lessons. So Dronacharya was like, okay, I have taught you and you have done well, my student. So now it's time for you to give me the energy exchange. So Ekalavya was like, of course, master, I would give you whatever you ask of me. So Dronacharya plays it dirty and Dronacharya is like, give me your right thumb. And of course, if you're an archer, you can't be an archer anymore if you cut your right thumb away and give it away, because you need your right thumb in order to pull the string of the bow. So that is the tragic story. Because out of his dedication, out of his loyalty to his teacher, Ekalavya actually cuts his right thumb off and he gives it to his master. So that way, Dronacharya has taken out the competition for his favorite little prince, and then his favorite prince can become the best archer in the world, which again is debatable. So what it's telling me is again that it's very important of who you are following as a teacher, right? Ekalavya learned, like, yeah, he dedicated all his learnings to Dronacharya, and who you are following is also very important, because blind faith, blind following will just lead to your destruction. We all have our ups and downs, right? We all have our positives and negatives. We all have our limitations, and the people who you might be looking up to, they might be the best people in the world, but even they have certain limitations, because we are all humans at the end of the day, and our reasoning, our decisions might not be as perfect as we want them to be. So it's very important who you are following, and it's also important that you use your own discernment and you don't follow anyone blindly, right? Because what Dronacharya did with Ekalavya, it was not right, it was not just, and it shouldn't have been done. You just yeah, I took you as my teacher, but then you were never present there in the physical form. So asking for the thumb, that's one of my body parts. So that's a bit much, right? So who we are following is also important. So sometimes we will be following because it's coming with this manifestation energy for you. So what I'm going to tell you here, what's coming to my mind, is that it's also very important on who you're following on the social media platform, because that's where we learn a lot nowadays, right? It's telling you that first of all, you have the power to learn anything you put your mind to. So if you think that just because you don't have a teacher, or you don't have the teacher who you'd like to have as your teacher, that doesn't mean that you cannot learn, because you can learn. Right now, you don't have to create a statue out of that person and learn from that statue, but you can still learn. You have your skills, you have abilities, and you can you can actually self-teach yourself, as you can also see with the page of swords here. You can read, there are like a lot of resources, and you can do your own research, find your own things. It might not be the same as it happens when you have a teacher, and the teacher can really increase the pace of your learnings. But what your spirit guides are telling you is that the right teacher will appear for you at the right time. If you're not finding the right teacher, is that because it's not the right time for you? But that does not mean that you need to stop learning. Learning, keep at it, because the right teacher is going to show up and you will reach the next level. But for now, do the teaching, do the studying for yourself. You can self-teach. Like, you will find that the people who are actually self-taught, they have a greater grasp at the basics than some of the people who are just under some mentor. And obviously, I'm not saying that mentors are not good and mentors should not be, like, you should not take up a mentor. But like, at this particular time, if you're not finding a mentor, it's okay to learn alone, and that should not be limiting you from learning something which you want to learn just because you're not able to find a mentor. Okay, so coming back to Ekalavya and Baglamukhi, so the message which I'm getting here is that who I was saying, who we were following on the social media platform, and who we are following and taking advice from is very important. So I know there are a lot of these law of attraction teachers out there in the social media platform right now. There are a lot of people, and everyone is doing law of attraction following. For your law of attraction, learning is also very important, because I have seen so many problematic, and I'm not calling anyone out, I have seen so many problematic people who are actually not teaching the right thing. They're actually teaching things like how to get your ex back, or how to get back to your ex, or how to take revenge. And I mean, that's just playing dirty. And then when you are doing using the law of attraction for others harm, and to take some will out of them, it is just stopping your own growth, and it is stopping your own development. And that is not something which we should be doing, because everyone has their own free will. So we cannot, if just as we don't want our free will to be taken away from us, we cannot take others' free will away from them as well. Use your own thoughts, use your own discernment before following anyone completely. Do your own evaluation. If something does not feel right, if something feels iffy, if something feels fishy, it probably is. And maybe the message for you at that particular time is to draw back, use your own discernment, learn things by yourself, and remember that when it comes to law of attraction, you can use the law of attraction for yourself. If something does not feel right, if something feels iffy, if something feels off, it probably is. Trust your intuition, trust your inner knowing. You will know when something is not right, when something is not something which you should be doing, something is not ethical or moral. Also, remember that nothing is stopping you from learning what you need to learn. So nothing is stopping you from teaching yourself the law of attraction. Find out what works the best for you. So again, with the Six of Pentacles, I'm getting the message that whatever you're putting out into the world, it is being returned to you in multiples. So the energy, the thoughts which you're projecting to the world, to the universe, that will be sent back to you, that will be sent to you, and you'll be receiving that in multiples. Okay, there's an expansion of energy which is happening. So again, that is why you really need to be mindful about the thoughts and the actions which you're taking in your life at this particular moment, because the words which you're saying, they have power. The thoughts you're thinking, they have an extra power at this particular time. And also, like, the month of June is majorly a Gemini period, right? So again, the message which is coming forward for you is that it's time for you to communicate your dreams, your visions with the universe. Make that vision board, or maybe you could write that manifestation list of the things which you want to manifest. Again, one message which is coming for maybe some of you, that if you want to manifest one particular your life partner, then instead of manifesting one particular person, write down and make a list of the qualities which you want that person to have, and write down how you envision that relationship to be. So this can actually be a great month to write down, take some time off, and maybe in the beginning of the month you can do that. You can journal about, you can take out your journal and you can write down about what your ideal life looks like, right? And you can start asking yourself how you can show up as that person who is living as your ideal self, and how can you start making the changes today. What are some of the small changes which you can start making today? If it's changing up your environment, if it's changing up your room, or wearing some colors, you can start small, but then it's a great month to spread out your energy into those particular areas. With the Two of Pentacles is telling me that there's a lot of balancing which is happening. So I feel like your energy is going into multiple directions. So it's really important for you to find a balance between the two, because again, as all work and no play, that will also weigh your soul down, and all play and no work obviously gets nothing done. So there has to be that balance. Okay, and Gemini, it's a sign of the twins. So again, there are two people. So when there are two people, where there is that duality into that energy, there is that need to find that balance within yourself. Make sure that your needs are being communicated and you're also listening to others. And also, as I said, pay special attention to what you're communicating, the thoughts which you're projecting. But overall, I see that it's a great month for you with the Ten of Cups here. There's a lot of abundance, there's a lot of bliss, there's a lot of happiness. You might be finding that you are spending a lot of time with your loved ones, and your creativity is actually being unleashed. Yeah, it's like if you're trying to paint, finish a particular painting, or maybe you're just not able to finish it off, you'll find that the inspiration, suddenly you have this expansion of inspirations which is just coming to you, and your intuition is opening up, your crown chakra is opening up, and your throat chakra is also getting activated because of all the communication, because of all the pruning which you're doing in your mind. And there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of bliss and abundance which is coming to you in the month ahead. I love that for you, my dear pile one. You also have Chiron heal, you have Uranus change, you have ninth house exploration. Okay, so with the ninth house and Uranus, what it's telling me is that some of you might actually be Virgo risings, and you might have your Uranus in your ninth house at this particular time, whole sign house, ninth whole sign house. Or what I'm seeing here with the ninth house is that there is an added focus on learning, as I was saying, because the ninth house is the house of distance travel. It's also the house of higher education, of spirituality, of learning, of knowledge, of expansion. So some of you might actually be going on a vacation. Maybe it's time for you to travel. But I also see that even if it's a travel which you are doing, you are also going to end up learning a lot in this month ahead. There's going to be a lot of learnings. There's going to be a lot of understanding and revelations which is coming to you. Things are going to start making sense, things are going to start clicking together. Maybe there's some answers which you are seeking and you are not finding the answers. Suddenly everything feels sensible, and suddenly everything starts making sense. And with Uranus, I feel like there is some change which is actually coming in your ninth house. Okay, also an overall change which is coming. So maybe for some of you, you are actually going through this spiritual awakening, spiritual reawakening, or spiritual reset. You were aligned to some particular stream, you were aligned to some particular thought, and suddenly it's changing. So it's that Bagalamukhi silence, that the things which you are not working for you, that's going out of your life, and you are reframing your mind, and you are actually getting into a different mindset which makes more sense to you, which is more aligned to your current energies. And that is changing for you because you have the Chiron, and Chiron is the place where we have deep wounds, and these are some of the wounds which are actually coming from childhood. So for some of you, it's actually so you might be finding that some of those wounds are actually coming up at this particular time. Some of those fears, some of those anxieties, some of those triggers are actually coming to the surface at this particular time. But spirit guides are telling me is that things, and also this is what I have felt in my own life, is that whenever something is coming up at the surface, there's an added emphasis whenever something is boiling to the surface, it's so that we can take a closer look at those things, because there is something which wants to be let out. There's something which wants to be changed, which wants to be transformed in those particular areas of our life. So if you find that some fear from the past which you thought you were done with, that's coming to the surface, and it's asking you to take a closer look at that. Are you trying to hide from something? Are you trying to run away from something? Because that wants to be liberated, that wants to be released from your life, and that doesn't want to be held onto anymore. Because Chiron is like our deep wounds. So what you can do is that you can write out all the pains and the triggers which are coming up to the surface, and you can start working on some affirmations. How can you change those narratives in your life? And you can find some change in the voice, like how can you work through those, like how would you like that thing to be, and then it's basically like changing the language of that triggers. So instead of, for example, I'm giving a very simple example, and so instead of being like, okay, I'm not good with money, money always goes out of my hand, I can never save up enough for meeting my requirements, or I can never save enough, and I always have more expenses, always have more bills to pay than I'm making. So instead of using that, because yeah, that is in your reality, but then you want your reality to shift and you want to be in a place of abundance, of prosperity. Again, you can take healings for those things, and you can actually consult a financial advisor to find you alternatives where you can invest and earn some more. And those are practical. So there is that requirement to balance that practical aspect of it with the spiritual aspect of it. So practically you can be like, let's say, as I was saying, you might be having some money problems. So practically you can take up the advice of someone who is an expert in that field. And with the practical aspect of it, you also start working on your inner dialogue, start working on your inner narrative. So instead of thinking that money never stays in my life, and I always have more expenses to meet, like whenever I get more money, more expenses come for me to, and it takes the money out of my life. So instead of using that particular narrative, you can write it as, I make enough to meet all my expenses, and I know that I'll always be taken care of, that universe will always give me enough to see me through, that I know I'll always make it through, and I'll always see the other day, and I know I'll always be able to pay my bills on time, and I'm always able to meet my expenses, because universe is so abundant, and universe always showers me with gifts and opportunities for me to make more money, and I'm really grateful for it. So it's about changing that, making those little changes within yourself. So again, it can also be used for, like, let's say you have difficulty finding that romantic partner who you want to find in your life. So instead of feeling that there is no one for you, I'm meant to end up alone, you start asking yourself, how can you work on yourself today to find the right partner for you? So if you want someone who will trust you, and you don't want, who is very secure in the relationship, you work on finding that security within yourself. You work on changing your own dialogue, that yeah, I am the best, like I deserve the best of partners. So the reason that I'm not finding anyone right now is because the people who are around me, they are not good enough for me. I deserve better, and I know I'll only get the best, and I know universe only gives me the best person, and I know I'll find the right one when it's the right time for me, and I know I'm divinely guided, I'm always divinely protected, and I'm always divinely taken care of. Okay, but at the same time, what I'm saying is that this month is actually going to be a very happy month for you, and from 10 June onwards, things are going to start picking pace. Things are actually going to start seeming a lot more beautiful, and you'll actually start getting a lot of surprises, a lot of blessings. So instead of being taken aback, instead of asking yourself, do I deserve this? Instead of feeling like, okay, what is happening, why is this happening to me, why are these things coming to my life, you rejoice in every little blessing which you get. Okay, it's like if you get one free ticket, instead of being pissed about, okay, am I supposed to go to this event alone, you express the gratitude to the universe and be like, yeah, I know I got just one ticket, because I know I can go to this event by myself and enjoy myself to the best, because I'm my own best company, and I don't need anyone to fulfill me, because I'm complete by myself. You also have Panther Spirit, and it says reclaim your power. And you have Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. Interesting. So you see there the number on this card is 44 and the number on this card is 17, and they both reduced to 8. So what I'm feeling again is that a lot of prosperity, a lot of abundance, because 8 is the number of prosperity and abundance. And you see there is another 8 here in this particular card in the background. Wow. So 8 June can also be a very significant date for you. So some special things might be happening to you, for you, around that particular date. So with the Panther Spirit and the Crow Spirit, what it's telling you is that, again, fall into trust with the universe, fall into trust with Spirit, because you are co-creating with Spirit. Yeah, the things which you want to create, the things which seem to so difficult, you might be feeling that you are all alone and you have to do everything by yourself, and then there is no one to support you. What Spirit is telling you is that they are supporting you. You have the support of the universe, and you are actually being taken care care of by the universe. It's almost like your spirit guides are holding your hand at this particular time, and they are supporting you through this particular phase. And with a panther spirit, I see that, because of the healing which is happening, because of Chiron here, right here, and because of the changes which are happening in your life at this particular time, you're actually stepping into your power. You're embracing your own power. So instead of feeling out of place, so instead of like having that imposter syndrome, you're actually stepping into your power, and you are like, yeah, I deserve to be here. I know I might not be at my peak right now, but then I know I'm improving, I'm getting better with every single day. I am doing better, I am improving my skills are improving. You also have truth, and as you can see, there is a storm brewing in this card, and you have stillness. Wow. Okay, so in the month ahead, there's a lot of stillness which is coming to you. And with the truth card, what's telling me is that, so again, it is taking me back to the Chiron card here, and it's telling me is that some of the things which are no longer working for you, which you no longer need in your life, some of those things might be coming to the surface. So it could be some past fears, it could be some past traumas, it could be some limiting thoughts, and so thought patterns which you are bringing forward from your past, and they might actually be coming forward. And your spirit guides are telling you is that whatever comes to the surface, it means that that is something which can be pruned out, which can be removed. Because with storms, what happens is that a lot of dead leaves actually fall from the trees, and they accumulate so that they can be swept from the place. And the tree is also shedding, the tree is cleaning its own energy because of the storm. And yeah, there's a lot of dust, there's a lot of pollution which happens because of storms, but then at the same time there is a cleansing which is also happening, because after the storm we are taking out the dirt, we are taking out the things which we no longer need. So after the storm you will find stillness, the things which are coming to the surface around the 8th and the 10th. And what I'm seeing is that you are actually able to work through that, you're actually able to find some revelation, you're actually able to find some truth to that, you're actually able to find some stillness, and you will actually be able to let go of some of those old hurts and old traumas and past fears and limiting self-beliefs. You are actually transforming with the Uranus card here, and as a result of that, you are able to move into the space where there's a lot of stillness. Because in the stillness, when you are still, it's that you have moved into alignment with the universe, and when that happens, when you are in alignment, only magical things come to you. You have Mercury, open communication, and it says, get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. Wow. And you also have Melchizedek. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly and I'm not butchering the name. So it's the card of higher learning, and it's saying you have learned from experience, more inner study is now required for further progress. Okay. Again, it is telling you to share the hurts, the wounds, the pains which you're holding in your heart. The thing which you think are not working for you, the thing which you find too upsetting, the things which you find are weighing you down. Speak about those things to others. Speak about those things maybe to a therapist, to a friend, to someone who you can trust. You can also speak about those things to your spirit guides, because when you are open, when you're communicating with your spirit guides, it's almost like you will be having an epiphany, clarity. You are going to get the clarity, you're going to be able to find the stillness, and from that introspection, from that diving deep within yourself, you're going to find the answer which you're looking for. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so with that, let's take a look at your love, career, and destiny. So we already have the cards for you. You have Seven of Earth for love, and you also have the King of Water. Wow, what an energy. So with the Seven of Earth and the King of Water, what it's telling me is that there's going to be a lot of abundance and happiness in your love life. Okay, so again, first of all, we're taking a look at the people who are already in relationships. Then we'll take a look at people who are single. So if you're in a relationship, you'll find that there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of emotional dependency which is happening between the two of you. and you're actually getting a lot of emotional support, and you're also able to give that emotional support to your partner. And with the Seven of Earth, what I'm feeling here is that a growth is happening. Both of you are growing in the through communication. Both of you are actually growing through communication, and your relationship is actually improving. Your relationship is getting closer, and both of you are being heard, because with the King of Water, there's a lot of emotional communication which is happening in this month ahead. Your partner is actually listening to you, your partner is giving you the time, and as a result of that, your relationship is growing. If you are if you're single and not ready for a relationship, then I see this month there's a lot of inner growth which is happening. You're going to find that emotional calm, you're going to be at the top of your world, you're going to be able to find the stillness within yourself, and you're going to feel at the top of the world, and you're going to feel emotional bliss and emotional fulfillment and a lot of self-love. You will feel you will be nurturing yourself, and you will be nurturing your own heart, and you will be doing the things which you want to do for yourself. And as a result of that, your soul is actually growing, your soul is actually evolving, and your soul is getting nurtured as a result of that. Okay, so if you are single and if you're looking for a relationship, what again the message which I'm getting for you is that you need to have a bit of patience, because this might not be the month that you meet the one, or because I feel like there is a bit of inner work which needs to happen before you can meet your the one, because it almost seems like they are at a higher spiritual level, they're at a higher level in their own life than you are at this particular time. So there is this self-love element which you need to bring in to yourself, because there might be a little bit of frustration, there might be a little bit of impatience within you at this particular time. So your spirit guides are telling you that first you have to accept yourself as you are. You have to find that peace, you have to find that balance within yourself, because when you do that, you'll find the gap has been bridged, and you and that is when you will meet the one. But right now, it's talking about patience. It doesn't seem like the best month to meet the one. I'm sorry, but it's the message which is coming through for you. For career, you have the Three of Water and the Queen of Earth. So there's a lot of prosperity, there's a lot of growth which is happening in the career sector. For your life, for work and career, you have a lot of happiness. You're also getting reasons to celebrate, and for some of you, you guys might actually be sharing some good news with your friends and family, and I feel like you're getting some opportunities out of the blue. Yeah, you're if you're working on yourself, you'll find that your business is actually improving, and more people, you're getting more new clients and more customers, and as I said, opportunities are coming out of the blue. It's almost like your business is going through this transformation, your work is going through this transformation, and you're stepping into this power of being able to nurture and take some very executive and right decisions for your business. But overall, I see that you're in the work field or in the career field, it's really a great month, because a lot of growth is actually happening, and you will be able to you will have some good news to share with your friends and family, and you will feel at an emotional high as a result of that. If you're working for if you're employed in a farm, and there could also be some, you're being noticed for the hard work which you're putting in, first of all, and some of you might also be actually getting a promotion at your, like if your promotion is long overdue, that it looks like a good month to get that news. And also, like if you feel like your promotion is overdue, your spirit guides are telling you to actually speak up and talk to your manager about it, about your promotion. If this is something which you can do, go up to your manager and have a conversation, like where do they see you going next, because there could be some other things which they have planned for you, and having a clear conversation might actually help you get some clarity, and which could also bring this sharing of news with your family members and with your friends. But overall, it looks like a good month. You are financially, you're taken care of. Again, I don't look into the monetary aspects, but the energy seems good. And destiny, you have transformation. So there's a growth and transformation which is happening in your life right now, and this is in the traditional tarot decks, this is the card of death. So I feel like you are letting go of certain things, you're letting go of some past traumas, some past wounds, some self-limiting thoughts and beliefs, and you're stepping into this new energy, and you are actually transforming. You are stepping into this new phase of your life. Something is changing in your life, and it's a great way. it's a great energy for the month ahead. Okay, so let us pull some final cards, and these are some gifts from the spirits and blessings from the spirits, and they are telling you to happy sleep pillow, I sleep well and have good dreams. Okay, so they're telling you to pay attention to your sleep schedule. Are you getting enough sleep? Because if you are sleep deprived, that could be actually blocking up your spiritual energy and creating some blocks in your life at this particular time. Okay, you also have flying broom. I can let go of my mistakes. Yes, the mistakes which you think you have made in the past, they don't have to hold you back forever. Yeah, you make some mistakes, maybe you made some decisions which you should not have made, and maybe you had to go through some tough times because of something which you said, or some communication which you had with someone, and maybe that was not received in the best way that you thought they would be. And your spirit guides are telling you that it's okay. You made a mistake. What's important is that you learn from your mistake and you move forward to the next phase of your life. It makes no sense, and it does not help anyone if you are focused and if you are constantly thinking about the mistake which you made. You made a mistake. What's important is that you learn from the lesson, and then you let go of that mistake. Okay, so that, my dear pile one, was your message. Also, you have with the sleep with the sleep card right here, I'm also getting the message that some of you might actually be getting some messages when you are sleeping, when you are asleep. So if you're having a recurring dream, or if there is a particular theme to your dreams at this particular time, pay special attention to those dreams, because they might be trying to say something to you, something which you need to know, something which you need to release, something which you need to be aware of. So pay special attention to your dreams. So that, my dear pile one, was your reading. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, if this resonated with you, do give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more videos like this. And I'll see you the next time. Bye bye. Hello group 2, welcome to your reading. Welcome to the pile preparation process of your readings. If you would like to head on to the reading of this to the reading section of this video, the timestamp for that will be given in the description below. The reason I started adding these preparation processes into the videos is because I feel like it helps us get more in tune with your energy. So if you're here, please focus on your heart chakra, focus on your crown chakra, and hopefully we'll get the messages that you need to hear in this particular reading. Okay, messages for group 2. So we have all your oracle cards for the reading, and now we're going to pick the tarot cards. Messages for group 2. Hello group 2, welcome to your reading. So you have the card of Temperance, you have the card of 8 of Wands. Ooh, okay, you have 7 of Wands, you have the 7 of Cups. Okay, so you also have the card of Kali's anger, and what this is telling me is that at this particular time you might be feeling very angry about a particular something. There could be a bit of anger which you're holding into your system about certain something, or you're just feeling very angry about something, or you're just maybe you are an Aries or a Scorpio, so you have this anger within yourself, or you might even be a manifestor if you know your human design, and you have this deep anger within yourself, and you can feel this anger popping up and coming to the surface with the Eight of Wands here. So what your spirit guides are telling you is that, first of all, anger is by itself is not a is a emotion which you can use to help you find the direction and help you make some changes in your life. If you're feeling angry about certain something, that also has a purpose to it. It's telling you to look into what's making you angry, what is causing that anger within you. Is it coming to the surface, or are you feeling the anger because you feel out of control, because you feel that your life is not in your control, that everyone else is making decisions for your life? Or is it because you feel your life is not going in the direction that you want it to go, or maybe you're trying to micromanage your life and then things are just not working in your favor, and everything just, something or the other seems to go wrong every single time that you try to make certain changes in your life. So the message for you, the first message which is coming for you is that first of all, this is a month that you're being guided to work on your inner peace, to find that inner peace within yourself, to find that center of calm within yourself. And that can be achieved through meditation, that can be achieved through some rituals which you might want to do, because we all have our own rituals. For some it might be a full moon release ritual, so you might actually feel like, okay, that's a great time to release some of those negative pent up energy, and you can actually write a letter with all the things which you're angry about to the moon, to the full moon, which is happening in the sign of Sagittarius. I think it's happening on 3rd or 4th. Oh yeah, so I checked, and the full moon is happening on the 3rd of June. So that might actually be a good time to write a letter to your spirit guides, write a letter to the universe about things which you are pissed about, what makes you angry, or why you just feel angry. And if you feel like you don't know why you're angry and you're just feeling the anger, and you're like, okay, I have no idea why I'm feeling this angry, why I feel like I'm almost about to burst out, and that's okay, because sometimes when we are writing, we might actually be able to come to the reason, even though we might not be conscious about the reason. So it's like you start writing, okay, I feel so angry, I feel consumed by anger, and so everything seems to be pissing me off lately. Okay, so you can start with that, and you'll find that soon your thoughts take over, your intuition takes over, and it's actually guiding you to the bottom of the issue. You might not be able to find the bottom, like the lowest bottom of the issue, but you'll be able to put your finger into some of the things which might be triggering you, and some of the things which might be angering you at this particular time. Okay, so during the full moon, you do this practice. You can write the things which you're angry about, what pisses you off, and then you can actually burn that letter, and imagine your anger being flushed out of your system with that. It's not going to work completely, but then it's one of the advice which is coming to me. Another phrase which is coming to my mind is that anger can also be used as a fuel. Anger can also be a weapon, like if used in the right context, if used correctly, then anger can actually help us achieve a lot of the things which we might otherwise not be able to achieve. So if it's like, let's say you are working in a company and you feel like there is a injustice which is happening in your firm, and you work so hard, but then your hard work is just not recognized, and they're passing you and they're giving promotion to people who joined much after you, like who are your juniors, and you have more experience than them, and you have worked harder, and you actually put in more effort into everything that you do, and they are passing you by when it comes to the promotions, and they're just keeping you right there. And there could be a lot of reasons for that. Like, there are biases, there are gender biases, there are racial biases. So it could be any of those things. Now, it might not really be conducive, it might not really help if you go up to your manager and if you start yelling at your manager. What instead your anger can anger could be trying to tell you is that you need to find some other avenues. Maybe you need to find some other places. Maybe you need to apply to some other places who might actually see your worth. Or it might also be a good time to start working on the things which you want to work upon. Start working on your own dreams. Start working on your making your own dreams into reality, and use the anger that you're feeling. Use that anger to leverage, to fill your dreams, to fill your passions, and fill your intentions forward. Okay? Because with the Seven of Cups, what I'm seeing is that in the month of June, and this is the energy of the month of June for you, you have this choice to make. There will be this choice which is coming up to you, and this choice is actually opening up to you where you can decide. And honestly, you can make this decision at any time, but I feel like maybe for some of you, you are actually moving into a ninth or 10th house here, or a fourth house here, because that is also the opposite of 10th house. So if you don't know about astrology, that's fine. But I feel like there is this added emphasis on making some particular choice at this particular time. And I feel like this is very career related. This is very something to do which you have to decide what you need to do for yourself. Do you go after your dreams, or do you go after that promotion? Or maybe you got offered a promotion. Maybe you got offered an opportunity, and that opportunity seems too good to be true. And while you have this opportunity, maybe you have some other plans, some other things which you're also working upon. So now you have to decide which path you take. Do you take the promotion? Do you take the opportunity? Or do you go after your own dreams and passions, which again might not have a guarantee, might not have a assuredness, but then they are your own dreams, your own passions. But this is a decision which you have to make in this month ahead. Okay? But that decision can only be made from a point of calm. Do not let your anger, do not let your frustration about certain something force you into making a particular decision. When you're making the decision, you have to make the decision from a calm mind. You have to find the center of peace, center of calm within yourself, and you have to come into this balance within yourself where, yeah, things might be frustrating and there could be things which are not moving in the way that you want them to move at, but the good news for you is that I see a lot of growth happening at this particular time for you. With the Eight of Wands, there's a lot of focus, there's a lot of force going in a very particular direction. So maybe your anger is actually guiding you to that particular thing, and your spirit guides are actually telling you to use your anger and transform it, use it as a fuel, use it as a weapon to do the thing that you actually want to do, to pursue your own dreams, to go after the things which you want to go after, instead of staying in the lines, instead of following what everyone else expects you to do. Go after your own thing, because Kali is actually the angry form of Durga. So I think the story goes as such, like Durga went into the field, like there was this war happening, and then she went on this battlefield and she saw all the destruction which the demons had caused, and she got so angry that she transformed from Durga, the warrior goddess, to Kali, the anger goddess. Okay, so it's really important for you in this particular month to moderate your anger, to find that balance, to find that calm within yourself. And first of all, has to be that introspection happening within yourself, where you ask yourself why you're feeling this angry, why you're feeling this pissed, what could be going wrong, or where could this anger be directing you towards. Because every emotion that we have, that has its purpose, right? So no emotion is without its purpose, but then that emotion has to be used for that particular purpose. Do not get lost in your anger. Do not go and start yelling where that won't help you, where that's not helping you in any shape or form. Instead, find a positive outlet, find a different outlet for your anger, because it's like fire. If left untamed, if it is left unchecked, then it will go and consume everything. So it's the same with anger, because anger also has the fire energy. So find that calm, find that peace within yourself. Okay, you also have Krishna, devotion, and is saying trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Okay, you also have Rhino spirit, overcome any obstacle. Yes, you have Peacock spirit, let it shine. You have purification, you have delight, and you have simplicity. Okay, so let's start with purification right here. So with spirit purification, what it always tells me is that there could be some clutter, there could be pent up energy, there could be some disorganization, or maybe a lot of something which has accumulated a lot of dust in your surroundings. So it's a good time to do some dusting. It's good time to do some spring cleaning or summer cleaning and throw out the things or discard the things or donate the things which you no longer need, which you no longer want, and which no longer aligns with your energy. Okay, and with delight and simplicity, first of all, I'm getting a very beautiful message from these three cards right here, but I'm going to go to the Rhino Spirit first, because what it's telling me here is that the Rhino Spirit is actually known for its strength, right? So what Spirit is telling me with the Rhino Spirit is that if you're facing any obstacle in your life right now which is making you very angry, which is pissing you off, you're like so pissed off at this particular time because you thought that you had it, but then suddenly it feels so out of reach. So you feel so pissed at Spirit right now, you feel so Spirit at universe right now, like why can't it give you the things which you want? So what your Spirit guides are first of all telling you is that if there is this obstacle which has been put in your path, okay, first of all, you have to go within yourself to know the answer to the question. Do you feel this is the right thing for you? Then maybe the obstacle is there for you so that you can prove to yourself that yes, this is something which you're going to go after. Like you are making the active decision of going after this thing. But then if you feel like this is something which is only short term and this is not something which you see as the forever in your life, that maybe this has been put, that obstacle has been put in your life because it's a redirection at this particular time. Okay, but if you feel like this thing again, for the answer to this, you have to look into your heart. Okay, you have to find the center of peace and you have to know, like, is this something which you to be want to end up with in your life, or if this is something which you're content with, or if you see this as something which is very important or significant to you. So for example, I was telling you, like, maybe you got passed on for that promotion at your workplace, right? So do you see yourself working for that particular firm for the rest of your life? Is that something which you can align yourself to for the rest of your life? If the answer, your first instinct is no, it's only for the time being until I can make something of my own, then that obstacle has been put in your path so that you can put your energy, so that it can be redirected into the other thing, so that you can be redirected into the thing which you're actually meant to do. If the answer is not hard no, if this is something which you feel like, yeah, this is the company for me, this is something which I feel so called to do, and I know this is the thing which I should be doing with my life, then the obstacle has been put in your path, maybe because you have to do some learning. Okay, the anger which you're feeling, there has to be a let out, it has to be let out of your system, and there is something which you need to realize, there is a truth which you need to fall into before you can go after that particular thing. Obstacles or rejections are often redirections, and they're protections from your spirit guides. So first of all, you have to look within your own heart to know what's the answer for you, because obviously these are generalized readings, so the answer will be different for different people. Now I was only giving one example, let me give another example. So it's like if you had a crush on this particular person, and maybe you had a chat with that person for a few days, and it seemed to be going well, and you seem to be communicating at a very great level, and then all of a sudden they are ghosting you. Okay, like they are not responding to your texts anymore, and they are not getting back to you anymore. So obviously you feel pissed, and you feel like you were taken advantage of, like your time was just wasted by that person. You felt so much for that person, but then that person is no longer they're like responding to you, they're ghosting you. Then again, it could be that it's a redirection from your spirit guides, like that's not the best person for you, or not the best person for you at this particular time. Yeah, you had your fun, you had a bit of your fling with that person, but maybe it's time for you for a bit of redirection. It's time for you to focus on other things. Like you have had your fun, now it's time for you to work on the other things in your life. Okay, so often the answer to these things are actually very simple. What your spirit guides are telling you with this three particular cards, purification, delight, and simplicity, that the answers to this seemingly huge problems, seemingly uh, life altering choices are actually very simple. Is that something which you feel called towards? Is that something where you find the peace? Because if it is something which you feel is not peaceful, it's exciting, and it's like it's exciting and it is invigorating. But then if you don't find the peace, if you don't find the calm in that particular thing, then maybe that is not the right path for you. There's the strong message which is coming to you about getting in the flow. You see, even in the Seven of Cups card here, there is this river which is flowing. So I'm definitely getting the message that there is this message from your spirit guides. There is this message from your not ancestral, sorry, from your Akashic masters, from your ascendant masters, that you need to fall into devotion with your own life. You need to fall into devotion with your own life path. It's not about anyone else, it's about you. What feels good to you, what feels calming to you. If it's angering you too much, maybe this thing is not the right thing for you. Again, whether it's the right thing or not, you will know that. Only you will have the answer to that. So for example, if going after this thing, if butting your head into this obstacle feels like it's taking more of your energy than it should, then maybe it is an obstacle for your own good, right? This is not somewhere where you feel that your soul will shine. And maybe you are in that thing, maybe you are after that thing, and maybe you're feeling angry about the thing just because that thing is comfortable to you. That's where your comfort zone lies. So first of all, again, with this particular Seven of Wands card, it is telling you to go within yourself and ask yourself, what is the reason that you're feeling this anger? What is the reason that it is unsettling you? Is it because now you have to look into the harsh realities of life and find out a solution? For example, like we all go through this phase of our life where we are in transition, like when we are between phases of our life. So like it's like when we are graduating and then we have to move into the full adulthood of our life, and so we have to decide what we do next, right? Do we go after, do we start a business, do we start our own practice, do we start working for others? But then there is this fear, there is this self-doubt, there is this worry which is holding us back. But then often the things which are right for you, they just fall into place. You don't have to fight too hard for those things every single day. So even though that thing might be very hard, okay, like it could be that you are doing a lot of workouts because you want that desired body, you want to lose those extra weight for your health purposes, right? And yeah, that hard work, like that going to the gym every day, it feels hard, it feels annoying. Maybe you have reached a place where your weight is not going up or down and you have just reached this plateau, so obviously you need to make certain changes in your life, which is why you're feeling angry and pissed off at this particular time. But then at the end of the day, you know that yeah, while it might be feeling annoying and it might be feeling frustrating and it takes the life out of you to be going to gym every single day, but then in the end, you know, it is for your own betterment, it is for your own good, and it is going to bring you to a better place. But if you feel like this is not the case for the thing where the obstacle has been put, then maybe your spirit guides are telling you to go with the flow at this particular time, because the flow will take you to exactly where you need to be. Okay, so we also have the second house, resources. Love that. You have retrograde review. Makes sense. And you have Taurus, cultivate. Okay. Retrogrades are basically events where it looks like a particular planet is going backwards. That is from our own perspective, our own point of view, our own place on this earth. It looks like that planet, so for example Mercury or Pluto or Saturn, is actually going backwards, right? So it feels like they are going backwards, even though that's not the case. It's only because of where we are and how we are perceiving the things, but that's about the astronomy of it. But what I feel like, the retrograde often speaks to me about a review, as it says, right? It feels like the planets are going back to the previous positions in our chart and is actually doing a review. It's rechecking your papers, and it's like it's checking your papers, whether you have learned the lessons which it was trying to teach you, or have you totally missed the lessons. And some of you might be feeling a bit of blocks, you might be feeling some of those past things coming up again. But then if they're coming up to the surface, it means that they have to be looked at again and they need to be reviewed. if that is something which is not helping you, they need to be eliminated, they need to go out of your life. Okay, with the second house resources, with a review happening in your second house of resources, and with Taurus, it's telling you to take an extra look at how you are spending your money, how you're utilizing your money. Are you putting your money in different investments, and are you splitting that up evenly, or are you too focused on putting your money in one particular place, like, or maybe you're spending it all, okay, or maybe you're spending too much in on a particular thing where you don't need to spend so much of. So this really calls for budgeting. It is telling you to take a closer look at your own financial situation in your life and how you are using your finances. Are you spending more than you're saving? Are you saving more than you're spending? That's fine, but are you sending at the saving at the with in the at the right places? Are you dividing your money amongst the right investment options? Like, maybe you put some of your, or are you putting them all in one particular bucket, right? So there's a message for you to take a closer look at your finances, to take a closer look at how you are utilizing your wealth. At the same time, they're also telling you to take a closer look at how you are treating yourself and your own self-esteem. Is your self-esteem at par, or is this simple rejection from others? Is it shaking up your self-esteem? Like, do you hold yourself up and you know that you deserve better, or are you settling for less? Okay, so there is that review which you also need to do with the Taurus in the second house. Are you nurturing yourself enough? Do you hold yourself up to your values? Are you upholding your values, or are you settling for less just because you're afraid that you might not be finding other options? So basically the question for you in this particular reading is, are you settling for something which is something less than what you deserve? Because if you're settling for something less than, your spirit guides are telling you, Krishna is here to tell you that they want more for you, and the obstacles that have been put in your path, they have been put in your path so that you can be guided and you can make up your mind about some things. Because again, we all have that free will to do certain things in our life, even though that's debatable. But well, let's not get into that topic, okay? But at the end of this month, I feel like you have to make this important choice about where you want to go next with your life. You're making some important choice, you have to make this important decision, but make sure that the decision is coming from a place of calm that feels right to you, from the deepest bottom of your heart, and not something which you're just deciding based on your comfort level. Comfort should not be the priority. What is right should be the priority, because Taurus is, well, that's the first fixed sign, and it's very stubborn, right? Taurian people are actually very stubborn, but most of the Taurus people who I have met in my life, myself included, well, well, but taking that out of the scenario, I have seen that most Taurus people have a, like, they really uphold their values. Their values are very important to them, and they are not going to settle, and they are not going to adjust, or they are not going to sacrifice their values for someone else or something which does not feel right. So in this particular period, your spirit guides are telling you to make sure that the things which you're doing, the things which you are deciding, they are upholding your principles and your values. While it's important to be flexible, it's also important that you are doing what you feel is right and not just going with the comfort of your life. Okay, because when you do that, when you move into alignment, and move into that energy of your life where you are in the flow, you will actually shine. So at this particular time, if you find that there is this darkness in your life, that everything is just pulling you down, that maybe something has to change so that you can come into this energy where you can shine, because your soul has to shine. And if you feel like your soul cannot shine, it is being muddled up, if it is losing its shine at where it is right now, then maybe something has to change. Okay. Whew. That was a very intense message for you. So for your love life, now you're going to take a look at your love, career, and destiny. This is more of an overview. I know, like, we focused on really career and some certain choices, but then let's take a look at specifically your love life for the month ahead. So you have the High Priestess, love that. You also have 10 of Earth. Oh wow, abundance. So if you're in a relationship, with the High Priestess and the 10 of Earth, I see a lot of happiness and I see a lot of growth happening in your relationship. Okay, like, I feel like a lot of intuitive communication is happening between the two of you, and so your desires are actually being communicated intuitively. Like you guys are coming so into connection with each other that you're tapping into each other's energy, and you are growing at a very balanced form. I hope that makes sense. Like the two of you are growing, and you are helping each other grow. So it's not like only I am growing, it's also that I am growing, and as a result of that, my partner is also growing, and my partner is growing, and as a result of that, I am also growing. There is this interdependence which is happening. It is not codependence, which I see here. It is interdependence, because as you can see with the High Priestess card, there is one person here, there is one person here. So what I feel like, the both of you are growing, the both of you are moving in the right direction, in the direction together. There could be a bit of communication, lack of communication, which is happening at this particular time, but I feel like there is this communication which is happening in the astral realms for you. So it's like maybe you're not communicating with language, with voice, but it's almost like you're communicating telepathically, and you're communicating spiritually. Okay, so even though you might not be talking a lot, maybe two of you are busy in your own things, and you're going after your own dreams and doing your own things, and you're too busy pursuing your own goals and visions. But then at the same time, that gap is not there, because there is that emotional support, there is that spiritual support, there is that astral connection which you two are sharing. This is a great energy, my dear pile 2. Wow. If you're single and looking for a relationship, I actually see that this actually looks like a good month to approach someone. You know, if there's particular person you are drawn towards, it seems like a good month to actually go and make your feelings be known, because with the Ten of Earth, I see that there's a lot of reciprocation which might be happening. But then again, make sure that person, you are divinely guided, that intuitively you feel that that is the right person for you. I hope that makes sense, because I feel like this is someone who you're drawn to intuitively. They might not seem like the best option logically or emotionally, or they might not seem like the best option for you, but you might be drawn to someone intuitively, and there could just be, it's almost like someone walks into the room, and it's not like love at first sight or something, but it's like you're drawn to that person for some reason. And so it looks like a good month to actually approach them and have a conversation with them, or maybe even go on certain dates. Okay, if you're single and not ready for a relationship, I see a lot of self-growth happening with the High Priestess and the Ten of Earth. You are actually moving into a lot of spiritual development is happening. Your intuitive powers are increasing, and you are actually making a lot of money. Well, let me just put it out there. Okay, you are generating a lot of wealth, and the investments that you're investing into, they're yielding a lot of rewards for you. So it looks like a great month for you. A lot of growth, a lot of self growth is happening, and I see that you're surrounded with animal here, with a wolf like dog here. So you and your pets are happy. If you have pets, then you are actually happy, or you're actually enjoying the time with your pets. Okay, so for your work and career, you have the Four of Earth, something that needs to be released, and you have the Seven of Earth again. Okay, pile 1 also got this card actually with this particular position. So what this Four of Earth is telling me, the Four of Earth actually talks about a place like where we have a bit of something, but then we are clinging onto that something out of fear of losing that thing from our life. So since the earth is the material realm, so it almost feels like at your work, maybe you're clinging onto a job, maybe it almost seems like maybe you are clinging to the workplace, even though it's not treating you correct. You're not making enough from that particular place. You're giving too much of your energy into that particular place because you're afraid of being tetherless. Right now it's working as a tether for you, so you are at this particular place because that just feels comfortable for you. But I don't see like a long-term growth happening at this particular place. That is something, that fear is something which needs to be released. Your spirit guides are telling you that you deserve better, and there are actually better things which are there for you, but you have to let go of the fear that if you let go of this tether, you're going to fall. You're going to go into free fall, and you're going to fall forever, because that's not the case. When you take the leap, you will actually be able to land at the right place for you, And this month doesn't look like the right month for you to quit the job. It feels like more of a month where you realize that even if you quit the job, you're going to be okay because spirit is actually going to take care of you. Maybe this particular job is not giving you everything, this particular place is not giving you everything that you need, but then at the same time, you have to realize that it feels like more of a month of realization, so you can let go of the fear that if this is not there in your life, you're just going to fall, because you're not going to fall, you are going to be taken care of. And when you let go of the fear, you are actually able to grow. Growth is actually happening and you're moving more into alignment. This fear is actually holding you back from growing. Maybe there is some layoff which is happening at your workplace, so you're really afraid that you might be laid off and you might actually be cut off. So maybe you are actually feeling very angry and you're feeling out of control about that particular thing, but your spirit guides are telling you to let go of that fear, that even if you are cut off from the family, cut off from the workplace, you're going to be fine. Your spirit guides are taking care of you, and trust that universe is on your side, okay? You're always divinely guided. Even though when things seem scary to us, universe has a plan for you. And they're just telling you to trust them, okay? And for your destiny, we have two cards. You have the Seven of Air and you have the Ten of Fire. You know what's really interesting for me is that you have three sevens. You have the Seven of Cups here, you have the Seven of Earth here, and you have the Seven of Air here. So you have triple seven. So I feel like this month it's a lot to do with your spiritual growth. You are growing spiritually and you are moving more into alignment, okay? Your spiritual gifts are actually a reawakening because you are letting go of certain things in your life. And wasn't I telling you about burning some letters? Like writing some letters to maybe the full moon about the things which make you angry, or maybe even to your spirit guides, and then burning the letters. It looks like very much that energy. So first of all, with the Seven of Air, is telling you to let go of the things which are no longer working for you. Yeah, that job, maybe that relationship, or maybe that particular place or that particular friendship held a lot of things for you in the past, but they are no longer working for you. So it's okay to let go of those things, okay? Like, yeah, they were there in your life for a particular reason and for a particular season, but that does not mean that you are meant to end up with those things, or you have to keep dimming your light to adjust into those things. If something feels too much, if something seems to be taking too much of your energy, more of your energy, like it takes more of your energy to sustain the thing that is giving you, then it's not worth it, right? So it's like if there is this job and it's only paying you this much, but it feels like you are giving more energy into it than it's giving back to you. Or maybe it's this friendship where you are giving so much, but then you're not receiving even half of that much. So where it is just more about that other person and it is not about you. It's okay to let go of those things. If something is not working for you, it's okay to work away. It's okay to realize that it's not working for you anymore and just thank it for the lesson which it served you, okay? And creating some boundaries in this month, the month ahead, is your spirit guides are telling you to create some boundaries. So a lot of this anger might actually be because you're absorbing a lot of others' energies, okay? Like, so it could be that you're consuming a lot of other people's energy, and because you're so giving and you're so kind, and just because of where you are at this particular time, you're giving so much of your energy to this particular something, and as a result of that, their energy is seeping into your energy, and that is actually pulling you down. So create some boundaries. It's okay to walk back and say no, and it's okay to keep some of your energy for yourself and pour your energy into the things that you actually want to pour your energy into, instead of giving your energy into the things which is not working and which is just keeping you frustrated. At the end of the day, it's okay to draw back. It's okay to create some boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to cut off some ties, okay? And it's okay to let go. It's okay to release, because things happen, things fall out, things come into our life. They are often here to teach us a particular lesson. Some people come into our life to teach us certain lessons. That is why you will find that your friendship is actually evolving and changing over time. You go through partners and relationships because you are changing, you're growing as a person. And if a relationship, if a thing becomes too much, it takes too much to sustain, then it's giving you, then it's not worth it. It's okay to create some boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to distance yourself from those energies. Okay. You also have painting with magic. I don't have to know everything all the time. Love that. And you also have send a letter to the universe. The world loves me. So there is write a letter to this universe. Okay, write a letter to the universe this month. It's really telling you to write a letter to the universe. Like, I brought it up during the very beginning of the reading, and then it came up even in this card here, and then like this was literally screaming you, and it's literally telling you, send a letter to the universe. The world loves me. The universe loves you. Okay, so communicate your needs, communicate your desires to the universe. Write a letter to the universe. It doesn't have to be like so like I have written so many letters to the universe. Okay, I can't even count. And the letters transform. The letters change over time. The things that we want at a particular stage of our life, when we have moved into the next stage of our life, some of those wants, some of those requirements change. So don't let that scare you into thinking that if you write this letter today, you won't be able to change it tomorrow, because it's okay. You'll be able to write another letter to the universe tomorrow. Write the letter to the universe that you want to write from your energy today, and you can write another letter tomorrow. It does not have to be something about forever. It's not about tying that knot forever. The universe is changing, and the universe is actually accepting of the changes and accepting of the fact that you are allowed to change your mind from time to time. So pour your frustration out, pour your desires out to the universe. The full moon actually seems like a great time. So if you are watching this video before the full moon, you can actually do it on the 3rd of June. And if you're watching this video after the full moon, after 3rd of June, then you can do it on the next full moon, or you can do it at any time. Like, paint your own full moon in the sky. Okay, you don't have to know everything all the time. So trust the flow of the nature. Trust the universe has your back, because you're always being divinely guided, you're always being divinely protected, and the universe has your back. So you don't have to know everything all the time, even though we want to know everything all the time, and we want to control our own world and our own universe and our own life and our own narrative. The universe sometimes has plans for us which is bigger than what we can envision. So learn to trust, learn to fall into trust, because the universe is going to take you to some place far more magical than you can even envision for yourself. To trust. Okay, so that, my dear pile 2, was your reading. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, do give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more readings like this. And I'll see you the next time. Bye. And it was such a pleasure to read for you. The energy which you have is so amazing. Like, yeah, it starts with the anger, but then the transformation which I felt, it's so wholesome. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hello group 3, welcome to your reading. Welcome to the pile preparation process of your reading. So let's quickly pick the cards for you. Okay, group 3, the month of June for group 3. 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 It's really interesting that a lot of your cards are actually turning over. So what I feel like is that your spirit guides are actually very excited, oh my god, to get their messages to you. Messages for group 3 for the month of June ahead. Messages for group 3 for the month of June ahead. So we already have your oracle cards. Let us quickly pick your tarot cards, and then we can head on to your reading. Then we can start your reading. Okay, group 3. Messages for group 3. Messages for group 3. The month of June for group 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, love for group 3. And love, career and work for group 3. Career and work for group 3. And destiny for group 3. Okay, so we have all your cards. Let's start the reading. Hello group 3, welcome to your reading. So you have the card of Kubja's transformation, And you also have the crystal Lapis Lazuli, which I placed right here so that you can check it out, take a look at it for the entirety of your reading. So you have the card of the Knight of Cups. It was reversed, but I don't normally take reversals in my readings, but we'll see the energy which is coming through. Okay, we have the Three of Wands, we have the Ten of Wands, oops, we have the Hangman, also reversed. Okay, so all your cards were reversed. So the very first thing which I'm getting with that is that there is a build up of some stagnant energy in you at this particular time. There is a bit of block. Okay, there's a lot of movement which actually wants to happen, which is actually happening, but then there is this block which is there in your life, and I feel it has a lot to do with your own self, how you view yourself and your own perception of yourself. Okay, so with the Knight of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Hangman, what it's telling me is that there's a lot of love, there's a lot of gifts, there's a lot of opportunities which is actually coming up for you. And just give me a moment while I turn to my cat. I'll get back to the reading. Okay, so with the Knight of Cups, what I'm feeling is that there's a lot of, what I'm noticing here is this horse, and horses to me signify freedom. Horses to me signify an opportunity to be free. So horses to me also signify a freedom of the spirit and just embracing your own wildness, because they have a wildness of their own. It's a very different kind of wildness which the horses have, but it's a very confident wildness. It's not trying to prove themselves to anyone. Okay, there is this wildness about them, and since everything came reversed, what I'm feeling is there is a block here. So the another message which I'm getting is that there could actually be someone in your life who is actually trying to woo you, who is actually trying to get into your life, who's actually trying to date you, and they are actually approaching you with clear intentions that they are interested in you and they would like to date you. But because of your own insecurities, your own self-doubts, it almost feels like you're questioning them, like, why me? Like, what do you see in me? Like, you could get anyone in this world, why me? Or it could even be that you have some opportunities, but then at the same time you're asking, okay, the opportunities sound great, but then why me? Right? There is this self-doubt, this energy of self-doubt which I'm getting here with the Kubja's transformation here, and I'm going to come back and tell a story in a bit. So you also have the Three of Wands, but this also came reversed. So there is this desire to move ahead, to move forward, to start a new journey. Okay, but there's a bit of hesitation. You want to start a new journey, but there is this factor, like you are not able to decide, you're not sure-footed about it. Okay, it's like when the storms come and the horses go wild and they don't know, like they get scared and everything. So there's a bit of your past conditioning, there's a bit of your past fears which are actually holding you back. But with the Ten of Wands, what I actually feel, and since this also came reversed, is that you, in this month of June, you're actually able to move forward from that space of self-doubt, from that space of self-limiting beliefs where you don't see your own skills and your own abilities, where you don't give yourself enough credit. Okay, so it's like when your boss is coming to you for a promotion or coming to you with an offer, you're like, okay, why me? There are people who are actually better than me and the people who are actually more deserving than me. So instead of being like, yes, of course I deserve this, there is a bit of that self-doubt, there's a bit of that imposter syndrome which is coming, like, why me? There are other people out there who deserve better. Okay, so with the Hangman, what I'm seeing that this month you're actually going through a transformation, you are actually changing your perception, things are actually changing, and you are actually it's interesting because the Hangman came, right, and all your cards came reversed. Because if I'm in the hanging position and I'm looking at the Ten of Wands, it will look like this, and if I'm in the it will also look like this, and it will also look like reversed, right? So it's interesting that you got the that you got the Hangman and everything came reversed. I think this also came reversed, but that's just something which is very interesting to me, because yeah, it did come reversed. So basically what it's telling you is that you need to change your perspective in order for everything to upright themselves. It's because we are viewing things from a particular perception, from a particular viewpoint, is that we are not able to see. Everything seems out of reach for us, everything seems too good for us. So even when opportunities fall on our lap, we're like, okay, but why me? What's the catch here? Maybe sometimes there are no catch, they're just opportunities, and opportunities are coming to you because you deserve them. You deserve those opportunities, and you have gone through a lot in this life, you have done a lot, you have proven your worth, and now those opportunities are just there as a gift for you. So accept them when they come, instead of questioning, instead of doubting the opportunities which are coming to you, instead of hesitating. Go forward with them because they are here for a reason, and they are here for you. Okay, so Kubja's transformation, the story is actually very interesting, and I didn't know the story, I just read the book and I learned from the story from there. So Kubja was basically, she was a hunchbacked woman, and it was some of her past life sins and stuff, which is why she was born hunchbacked. But then she was a servant of this king Kansa, and in the reincarnation of Krishna, he came across Kubja, like they were in the same timeline. He came across Kubja while she was taking some sandalwood paste to the king Kansa, and he approached her and he told her like she's beautiful. Obviously, first she was like, "Okay, you're mocking me. Like I'm a hunchbacked woman. How can I be beautiful?" And then he actually looked into her eyes, and he was like, "I can see your soul, and it's a beautiful soul." Okay, it's a beautiful soul. And so he asked for the sandalwood paste as energy exchange, and she was like, okay, you're just trying to trick me. He was like, no, trust me. And then she looked into his eyes, she realized that he's a divine, he is divine, and that is a divine form of God. So she gave him the sandalwood paste, and when Krishna received the sandalwood paste, he actually put his fingers underneath her chin and actually transformed her. So she transformed from the hunchback form to a normal, beautiful person that she always was. So it's really interesting because Krishna, he is divine in the human form. He came to her with this opportunity, but then there was a lot of self-doubt, there was a lot of questioning. She was not able to, she thought like he was tricking her, she was thought like he was tricking her, and she thought that, like, I'm not beautiful, like why are you calling me beautiful? You're just trying to get something out of it. Okay, there is some other intention that you have. And so that is why I'm saying that there is a bit of self-doubt, there is a bit of self-limiting beliefs which is stopping you from going at life the way you would have gone if you moved more into a space of confidence, if you moved more into a space of assuredness. So what your spirit guides are telling you is that it's time for you to work upon your own self-perception, how you view yourself. Where do you put yourself? Do you put yourself on a pedestal, or do you put yourself like really low, where you think that you don't deserve the best things in your life? Because you deserve the best in this life. All your dreams and ambitions, they can actually be realized. But if you are constantly doubting your own self-worth, and if you're constantly doubting your own abilities and your own skills, and you always think that you're not good enough for the next big thing, life is saying that you are limiting yourself, and actually universe has a lot more which it wants to give to you, but then it's almost like you're stopping the universe. You're not accepting the gifts the universe is giving to you because you think you're not good enough for that. So there is this inner dialogue which needs to change this month ahead, in the month of June. Okay, so let us take a look at your oracle cards. You have the card of Krishna devotion again. Okay, so Pile 2 also got this card actually. And isn't it interesting, because we were just talking about Krishna, so I feel like again this just talks about, this is a reconfirmation about what I was telling you about this particular thing, that there is a lot that universe wants to give you. You have a lot of skills, you have a lot of gifts which are trapped underneath, because you don't believe in yourself enough. You don't see yourself the way the divine sees you. You don't see yourself the way divinity sees you, as God sees you. But then the universe sees you in a very different light, and the universe knows that you are capable of much more. But you are dimming your light by questioning yourself, by not accepting the gifts, the presents, the opportunities which are coming your way. So your spirit guides, the universe is here to tell you, leap for those opportunities. Obviously use your discernment. When your intuition is screaming no, listen to your intuition. But then when it's when it's your self-doubt, when it's your solar plexus, when it's your anxiety which is telling you no, it seems too good to be true, then it's not your intuition, it's your fear, it's your self-limiting beliefs, is the narrative which you have put on yourself, and that is not something which is divine. Okay, and you are meant to step out of that energy in this month ahead. I almost feel like you're stepping out of that energy, because with the Hangman, your perception is definitely changing. You also have solar flares activate, so yeah, okay, you have Uranus change, and you also have the second house resources. So solar flares are basically these events in which the sun, because it's like this ball of gas, it shoots out these solar flares like this. Let's say it's like this fireballs into the atmosphere, because of the friction, because of the heat that it has accumulated, and it just shoots those out. As a result of that, the temperature on Earth also goes up, and there's a lot more of that sun energy at that particular time. So with the solar flare card here, there is a lot of that activation which is coming to you in your life right now. So there would be a lot of opportunities, a lot of changes which are coming. There is a lot of guidance which is coming as well. Sorry, my cat has also become activated during your reading. Okay, so with the solar flare, with the activate and change happening in your second house of resources, of self-esteem, of your own personal resources, your money and your own resources and wealth, what it's telling me is that there is a lot of reform which is happening in the second house of your chart. So the second house is the house which talks about resources, which talks about money, what is ours, what belongs to us, and it also talks about our self-esteem. And I find it very interesting that almost everything seems to be pointing towards that. So there is definitely this activation of second house in your chart right now. Maybe you are Taurus rising, so that would activate the second house. Like the sun would right now be in your second house of resources, or you could even be a Scorpio rising. Then Taurus would be in your eighth house. So that those particular areas of your life is getting activated at this particular point. Okay, so with the resources, so with an activation and with an emphasis on your second house or on your eighth house, but then it's a message about your second house, is that there is a lot of message which is coming to you about your own self-worth, which about your own money, maybe even wealth. Like, how do you view money? How do you use money in your own life? Are you saving enough? Are you spending enough? Are you allocating it wisely? Or do you feel like you don't deserve more than you are making? Okay, it could be that you are staying at a job just because it feels comfortable, or just because you feel that there is not, that's what you deserve and that's your worth, when your spirit guides, what your ascendant master here is telling you is that you deserve better. There is so much better which is just waiting for you. But for that to come into your life, for that change to come into your life, you actually have to step into this energy where you see your own self-worth, where you see your own value and your own skills and abilities, because universe can see that, your spirit guides can see that, but you need to change your own perception. You need to change how you're viewing yourself in order for you to see that. Okay, you also literally have the card of opportunity, and I did see this card while I was shuffling picking the cards off for your pile. Sorry, my cat is climbing up my window, so she might fall onto the table anytime now. So anyway, so as I was saying, this card almost jumped out while I was doing the pile preparation process for your particular group. So you have opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities and opportunities coming to you at this particular moment, or opportunities are getting ready to come into your life at this particular time, but you have to make yourself ready to accept those opportunities as and when they come. Instead of doubting, instead of blocking the opportunities, embrace the opportunities, because they're coming to you at this particular time because you deserve them. They're meant to be there in your life, and it's because of all the hard work that you have put into it, so for all the karma that you have accumulated. So there is the string of good luck which is coming to your life. So be mindful about the opportunities which are coming to your life at this particular moment, because they are divine, and You are meant to come across them. So don't question yourself, don't judge yourself, don't ask yourself why you, because you deserve them. And of course you deserve the best. Okay. You also have transformation. So there is this deep transformation which is also happening in your life at this particular moment. I love butterfly because the life journey of butterfly is very interesting, right? It starts as a caterpillar and then it wraps itself up in this cocoon, and it changes its entire form, and it grows wings from a creature which is crawling and which is just on leaves and just eating at leaves. The butterfly actually decides that, okay, I have had enough, I deserve better, and I deserve to fly and see the world from a higher perspective. So it wraps itself up in a cocoon and it goes through this hangman phase where it literally hangs itself, right? It wraps itself up in the cocoon and it goes through metamorphosis, it goes through inner transformation, it changes how it looks at yourself and looks at itself, and it grows wings. It's such a beautiful message which is coming through for you, my dear pile 3, is that what nature is telling you is that you deserve to step into the best version of yourself. Okay, right now you cannot even see where the best version of yourself, but the best version of yourself is like this beautiful butterfly. You are meant to transform as a butterfly. And while transformations are not easy, transformations are hard, and they take a lot. Okay, your spirit guides don't like want me to put it out to you, because your spirit guides are literally telling you that transformations are not going to be easy. Transformations are hard. We have to look into ourselves, we have to look into the face of our fears, and we have to go through our self-doubt and our limiting self-beliefs. We think we're the caterpillar, we think this is all we deserve, we think that of course how can we fly, right? We don't have wings. But then your spirit guides can see that your wings are ready to come into being, and all you need to do for that is believe that you can fly, and you will. Okay. So nature is literally here to tell you that a transformation is afoot, a transformation is coming into your life, so be ready for it. And you also have the Uranus, the card of change. So change is coming to you. Your second house of self-worth, your second house of money is also going to change. If you feel like you're at a place and you're just earning enough to get by, you're also moving into the next phase of your life where you are moving maybe into a better job, you're moving into a new opportunity, or maybe you're starting something for yourself, and that is going to grow manyfold, and you're going to earn so much, you're going to bring so much of prosperity into your life with that. You also have flow. Okay, so your spirit guides are telling you to get into the flow of life at this particular time, because you are going through this transformation, you are being brought to this transformation, and this transformation is happening for you. And do not resist this transformation, because wow. Okay, like if if you needed any more signs, we just had a earthquake. So my camera started shaking. I was like, why is it shaking? My cat is not up on my camera holder. Then I realized we are having a small earthquake. So you'd be feeling the same. Okay, there is this deep transformation, there is this deep metamorphosis which is happening. Things are cracking up, things are quaking in your life, things are shaking in your life, and it's all for a purpose, it's all for a reason, because you're meant to step into the best version of yourself. You're next meant to step into the next phase of your life. So all the things which are shaking up at this particular time, it's because they're meant to. It's a season of growth for you. You're growing, you're transforming as a result of these things, this earthquakes, this I mean, this has never happened. I almost have goosebumps. Like, this feels so divine, and this feels such a divine timing, because I was just talking about change and transformation, and then we had an earthquake. Like, what are the chances? Wow. Okay, so trust the flow. If things are shaking up, if things are changing, let the shakeups happen. Okay, do not cling to the old you. Do not cling to the old boundaries, and do not cling to the old surfaces and be like, okay, I don't want this thing to change. I'm comfortable. Like, yeah, you're comfortable with the old way of being, but that's not your best self. That does not bring forward your best self, and your best self will come out through this transformation. Okay, you will literally transform into the butterfly. You also have the owl spirit. You see clearly now. Okay, and you have the frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. Interest. So the frog spirit actually also jumped out while I was doing the preparation for your pile. Like, your spirit guides are so excited for you. Your spirit guides are like, were literally like shooting cards out. Like, take this, take this, take this. They are so communicative and they are so excited for the next phase of your life. They can't wait to see you emerge as this butterfly. Okay, and I feel like, so for some of you, this reading is also going to work as a confirmation. There are these things which are changing, and maybe like layers are actually falling away. Layers of this resistance is actually falling away, and you're like, okay, maybe I need to make that jump. Maybe I need to make that shift in my life. And so this reading is actually a confirmation that yes, you need to make the shift. Yes, you need to make the transformation in your life, and things are changing for a reason. Things are shifting for a reason. Trust the flow, and soon in the month of June, you are actually going to start clearly. Your perception is clearing up, and you are actually going to become so perceptive, and things are going to start making sense to you. It's almost like the things will start falling into place, and you'll be able to understand why you are having to go through some of the things which you have to go through. Okay, for your love life, now we're going to take a look at your love, career, and destiny for the month ahead. So you have the Six of Fire. Love that. You have the Five of Water. So if you're in a relationship, what I feel happening for you is that, first of all, there are reasons to celebrate. You're celebrating an important milestone in your relationship. There is some reason to celebrate. Maybe you are introducing yourself to each other's family, introducing the other one to your families. Maybe some of you are getting married. Maybe you are coming out as, like, you're going steady, and you have declared your love for each other. Maybe you have proposed the other person. There is a cause for celebration. There is a reason to celebrate. And at the same time, I see that with this Five of Water here is that you're letting go of some of those fears, some of those doubts. You are actually seeing, you're embracing all that is coming to you, and you are letting go of the past wounds, the past baggages which you are carrying. Okay, your love is nurturing you at this particular moment. Things are actually changing for the better. Okay, but at the same time, your spirit guides are also telling you to be attentive, because I feel like there could be something while you are lost in the celebration and you're lost in shedding. There could be something which you're not communicating to each other. It feels like there is a bit of gap in which is happening in the communication. So communication needs to happen. Celebration is happening, letting go is happening, but I feel like the communication is not happening. So you need to bridge that gap. For someone is up in the air, the other person is down in the water. So that could also create a bit of friction. Maybe you two are in very different places in your life right now. Even though there are reasons to celebrate, you are transforming, your partner is going through this transformation. Those in itself are reasons to celebrate. Obviously, it will be different for different people, so I gave a few examples here. And but what you need to be mindful of is that you're communicating to each other. If you need some time, some space to yourself, or if your partner needs some time or some space to themselves, communicate that to each other. Have an open conversation, have an open channel of communication where you can tell each other that, okay, right now I need a bit of space, so that you can actually step into that energy where you are letting the other person be without the fear that they are moving out of your life, right? It's almost like, in normal relation, usually when one partner says to the other, I need a bit of space, it causes this fear in the partner, like, okay, they want space for me. Doesn't mean that they don't love me anymore, but because of the change and transformation which you are going through, I feel like the communication is actually going to open up when you actually make the communication. When you actually communicate that I need a bit of space, your partner is going to listen to your need, and your partner is going to understand your needs, and your partner is actually going to be respectful of that. Okay, so if you're single and if you're not looking for, if you're single and happy, then what I see happening for you is that there are reasons to celebrate. Obviously, you are transforming, you are just stepping into this new stage of your life. So you are actually celebrating that growth, and at the same time, you're letting go of some past wounds, some past fears, some past traumas, some past baggages, some of those thoughts which made you feel like you're not good enough. You're actually stepping into a more empowered place where you're nurturing yourself, and there's a lot of nurture which is actually happening for you. If you're single and looking for a relationship, then the message which is coming for you is to celebrate where you are at today. It's not the right time to seek out a partner, because first what you have to do is that you have to let go of the baggage which you're carrying. You have to nurture your own soul, because when you do that, you'll be able to celebrate. You'll be able to celebrate where you are in your life at this particular moment, and when you step into that energy, you're actually going to attract the right person in your life. But in order to do that, first you have to let go of the things which are weighing you down. First you have to let go of the baggages which you're carrying. If someone is approaching you and so they seem too good for you, instead of questioning, instead of asking yourself, instead of questioning your own deservability, accept that with love, and accept that. Be like, yeah, of course I deserve the best, so I accept the best. Okay, for your work and career, you have the Seven of Air and you have the Magician. I love that for you. So with the Seven of Air, there's a lot of letting go which is happening. Okay, you're letting go of your fears, you're letting go of anxiety, and you are stepping into this place where you're embracing your magician self, where you are saying that, yeah, I deserve the best, and all my dreams will actually happen. All the things which I want for me are actually going to happen, because I am the magician of my life and I am the creator in my life, and I can create the reality that I want. I can create the reality which I deserve, and I can create the reality of my dreams. So instead of questioning yourself, instead of judging yourself, am I good enough, I feel like you're stepping into this energy of where you're like, of course I deserve the best, I deserve to live the life of my dreams, and I deserve to dream my wildest dreams, and I deserve to chase my wildest dreams, because you're also stepping into this energy of transformation. And for your destiny, you have the Queen of Fire. I love this for you. And you also have the Five of Earth. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting combination which came forward. And I'm sorry, you are getting a reflection of my ring light there. Let's see if I can put it here. Yeah. And let me put this here. Okay, so it's a very interesting combination to have come forward with the Five of Earth and the Queen of Fire. What I'm feeling is that the Five of Earth again talks about that lack mentality, that I don't have all the skills, I don't have all the abilities, I don't have the money, I don't have the financial potential, or I don't have the financial backing to start my own business. So you are actually, and it actually echoes this Magician and the Seven of Air here, that you are actually letting go of those fears, you're actually letting go of that lack mindset, and you're stepping into this Queen of Fire energy, where you're like, okay, I might not be a billionaire at this particular moment, but then I can actually step into my own power, and I can start creating the life of my dreams. I can actually start working on creating the life of my dreams, and start showing up as the person who I'm always meant to be. I can actually step into my best self energy. I can actually step into my most magnificent self energy, and I deserve the best. While my financial conditions, or the conditions which are there around me, might not be the best, but I know that this is a learning phase of my life, and I'm just going to grow from here. Okay, so let us pick some final cards for you, some final messages for group 3, some final messages for group 3. And you have hope jar. I'm full of hope and I take action. So first of all, dream your wildest dreams. Okay, dream your wildest dreams, because things which you are because you deserve the best. You are actually stepping into this energy where of the Magician, where things are actually going to start happening, and you are the one who is actually going to make them happen by taking action. So it's like you are envisioning the life of your dreams, but then at the same time you're also showing up as the Queen of Fire. Like, you want to be the Queen of Fire, so you're showing up as the Queen of Fire. What does the Queen of Fire do? The Queen of Fire takes decisions which she knows are the decision which she wants to take. She's not afraid of failing, because she knows that if she puts her mind to something, it is going to work out. Maybe if not in the exact way, it will work out, because she is the Queen of Fires, and she will change realities to get what she deserves, to get the best outcome, and she knows she will only get the best outcome because that's what she deserves. So you're stepping into that energy, and so step into hope. What, like, yeah, your past might have taught you certain things, and they have actually led you to doubt yourself and doubt your own abilities, but that does not mean that your past limits you. Your past does not limit you. That was a learning experience for you, but now is the time for you to transform and be the beautiful butterfly, be the beautiful kupcha who you are always meant to be. And this is such a beautiful card. It looks like a flying plane, right? So, and it also looks like it's made out of constellations. So I feel like send out your intentions. I'm going to turn the card over, but the first message which I'm getting is that communicate your desires, communicate your dreams, communicate your intentions out to the universe, because that hope jar, make that hope jar. Okay, you can write your dreams in a little piece of paper, and you can actually make a hope jar and put that piece of paper in that jar, and you can put the things which you love in that hope jar. Okay, like maybe you can put some money into that, you can put some crystals into that, you can put some colors, colored papers, some confetti, some pearls, some I don't know, crystals, like whatever you love, like put the things which you love into that hope jar and make that jar your own. And you can write your wishes and desires like on this pieces of paper and put this in the hope jar. Okay, so you have a paper aeroplane. I'm free to make my wishes come true. Yes, you are, and that is the magician energy, because you are ready to take action. You're stepping into this phase of your life where you are transforming and you're believing in yourself. And because you're believing in yourself, you are also starting to step into your power. You are stepping into your power, and you are working on your dreams. And because you're working on your dreams, they are becoming real. They're turning into realities. Oh my god. Okay, so that I'm so excited for you, my dear pile 3. I don't know if you could feel my excitement, but your pile, wow, what an energy, what an energy. And I love a good transformation story. So if you picked pile 3, leave an emoji of a butterfly in the comment section. Let's connect. Thank you for watching. Okay, and if this resonated, to give this video a like, leave a comment down below and subscribe for more readings like this, and I'll see you the next time. And best of luck to you, my dear pile 3. I know you will get there, because your dreams will turn real. Okay, you deserve to live the life of your wildest dreams, and you deserve to hope and hope and hope some more. What a great energy to come forward. I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.